The Rich Winner Code, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. Winners think differently, and the rich have a code. The Rich Winner Code isn't about luck, hustle, or hype. It's the unseen patterns, decisions, and inner standards that separate those who wish from those who win. Every champion in wealth, in life, and legacy operates by a different set of rules, often unspoken, but always intentional. Are you still playing by average codes in a game designed for greatness? This book unlocks the mindset, strategy, and energy of elite wealth creators. It's not just about getting rich. It's about winning rich, with vision, purpose, and power. If you're ready to stop settling and start dominating, it's time to download the code and live by it. Chapter 1. The Winning Wealth Mindset. Money flows naturally to those who understand a fundamental truth. Wealth creation begins in the mind, long before it materializes in the bank account. The psychology of wealth champions differs radically from that of the average person, operating from a foundation of abundance rather than scarcity. This winning wealth mindset isn't just positive thinking, it's a complete rewiring of how you perceive money, success, and your capability to achieve extraordinary financial results. Champions of wealth understand that money is neither good nor evil. It's simply a tool for creating value and impact in the world. They've broken free from the limiting beliefs that keep most people financially stagnant. The idea that money is scarce, that wealth is the domain of the lucky few, or that financial success requires sacrificing what matters most. Instead, they embrace the reality that wealth creation is a natural consequence of solving problems and delivering value at scale. The wealthy think differently about time and money. While others trade time for dollars, wealth champions invest time in building systems that generate perpetual returns. They see money as seeds to be planted rather than fruits to be consumed. This perspective shift transforms every financial decision from a transaction into an investment opportunity. When you encounter $1,000, the wealthy mindset doesn't ask, "What can I buy?" but rather, "How can I use this to generate more?" Your beliefs about money were likely inherited from your environment, parents, education, and early experiences. These mental frameworks either accelerate or inhibit your wealth-building journey. Wealth champions actively question these inherited beliefs, replacing limiting thoughts with empowering ones. They understand that if you believe making money is hard, you'll find evidence to support that belief. Change the belief to creating value that generates wealth is natural, and your brain begins finding opportunities instead of obstacles. The psychology of wealth champions also embraces temporary discomfort for long-term gain. While others seek immediate gratification, the wealthy find satisfaction in delayed rewards. They understand that financial freedom requires making decisions today that their future selves will thank them for. This means consistently choosing investment over consumption, education over entertainment, and growth over comfort. Developing a winning wealth mindset requires immersion in environments that elevate your financial thinking. Wealth champions deliberately surround themselves with people who challenge their limitations and expand their sense of what's possible. They study the habits of those who've achieved extraordinary financial success, not to copy their specific actions, but to understand the principles behind their achievement. Action drives belief, and belief drives further action. To transform your wealth mindset, you must begin taking actions aligned with the identity of a wealth champion. Start making decisions as if you're already financially successful. Ask yourself, what would a wealthy person do in this situation? This isn't about pretending or faking till you make it. It's about programming your brain to operate from a position of financial intelligence and abundance. The winning wealth mindset also recognizes that money is attracted to clarity and repelled by confusion. Wealthy champions maintain crystal clear financial goals and understand exactly why they want to achieve them. They've eliminated the internal conflicts about money that plague most people, the guilt about wanting more, the fear of success, or the belief that wealth corrupts. Instead, they've developed complete alignment between their financial aspirations and their personal values. Your mindset is the foundation upon which all financial success is built. Without the psychology of a wealth champion, no strategy, tactic, or opportunity can produce lasting results. But with it, every challenge becomes an opportunity, every setback a setup for a comeback, and every investment a step toward inevitable success. The winning wealth mindset isn't just about thinking differently. It's about becoming the person capable of creating and maintaining extraordinary wealth. Chapter 2. Discipline over distractions. The path to extraordinary wealth demands extraordinary focus. In a world designed to scatter our attention and drain our resources, discipline isn't just helpful, it's essential for survival and success. The wealthy champions of our time understand that every moment spent scrolling mindlessly, every dollar spent impulsively, and every opportunity missed due to poor planning represents compound interest working against them. True discipline in wealth creation starts with recognizing that our natural tendencies often work against our financial interests. The human brain is wired for immediate gratification, making it easier to spend now than invest for later. This is precisely why the discipline muscle must be developed intentionally and exercised daily. The most successful wealth builders aren't necessarily those with the most willpower, the ones who create systems that make discipline automatic. Consider how wealthy champions approach their mornings. While others hit the snooze button and immediately reach for their phones, these people follow strict routines that protect their most valuable asset, their attention. They understand that the first hour of the day sets the tone for all decisions that follow. By starting with purposeful activities, whether it's exercise, meditation, or strategic planning, they build momentum that carries through to their financial choices. The relationship between time management and wealth creation cannot be overstated. Every wealthy champion has mastered the art of saying no to activities that don't align with their financial goals. They treat their time like the finite resource it is, understanding that each hour invested in wealth-building activities compounds over years. This might mean declining social invitations to focus on business development, or turning off notifications during deep work sessions focused on investment research. Financial discipline extends beyond just managing time. It encompasses all resources at our disposal. Wealthy champions develop systems to automate their savings, track their investments, and monitor their spending patterns. They don't rely on motivation or memory. Instead, they create frameworks that make disciplined financial behavior the default option. This might include automatic transfers to investment accounts, regular portfolio reviews, or strict budgeting protocols. The modern world presents unique challenges to maintaining financial discipline. Social media constantly bombards us with images of luxury and consumption, while targeted advertising algorithms learn our weaknesses and exploit them mercilessly. Wealthy champions recognize these threats and actively defend against them. They might delete shopping apps from their phones, unsubscribe from promotional emails, or designate specific times for social media use. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of financial discipline is its compound effect on decision-making quality. Each time we choose focused work over distraction, or investment over impulse spending, we strengthen our discipline muscle. This improved discipline then carries over into other areas of our financial lives, creating a positive feedback loop that accelerates wealth creation. The wealthy understand that discipline isn't about deprivation, it's about empowerment. By choosing where to focus our attention and resources, we gain control over our financial destiny. This might mean spending lavishly in areas that truly matter while maintaining strict discipline in others. The key is intentionality. Every financial decision should be made consciously, not reactively. Discipline also means maintaining consistent behavior regardless of external circumstances. While others panic sell during market downturns or chase get-rich-quick schemes during bull markets, wealthy champions stick to their well-reasoned strategies. They understand that emotional discipline, the ability to act rationally despite fear or greed, is just as important as operational discipline in day-to-day activities. The cultivation of discipline creates a foundation upon which all other wealth-building activities can flourish. Without it, even the most brilliant investment strategies or business ideas will fail to reach their potential. By prioritizing discipline over distractions, we position ourselves to join the ranks of those who don't just dream about wealth, but systematically create it. Chapter 3: Vision like a Millionaire. True wealth champions understand that every fortune begins with a vision. This vision isn't just about seeing dollar signs or dreaming of luxury cars. It's about developing a crystal-clear mental picture of your desired financial future that's so vivid and compelling it pulls you forward with magnetic force. The most successful wealth builders possess an extraordinary ability to project themselves into the future and work backward from there. They don't just set arbitrary financial goals, they construct detailed mental movies of their desired reality. When you ask a wealth champion about their future, They describe it with such precision and conviction that you'd think they were recounting a memory rather than describing something yet to materialize. This visionary capacity extends far beyond simple goal setting. While others might say, "I want to be rich," a millionaire's vision includes specific numbers, timelines, and most importantly, the impact their wealth will create. They see themselves managing multiple income streams, closing major deals, and using their resources to influence positive change in their communities. This level of detail creates an emotional connection to the outcome that sustains motivation through challenges and setbacks. The power of a millionaire's vision lies in its ability to influence daily decisions. When faced with choices about spending, investing, or allocating time, wealthy people filter these decisions through their future vision. They constantly ask themselves, does this choice align with my vision of becoming financially free? This mental framework helps them avoid the short-term thinking that often derails wealth creation. Successful wealth builders also understand the importance of evolving their vision as they grow. What starts as a vision of achieving their first million often expands into creating generational wealth or building enterprises that impact millions of lives. They recognize that vision, like wealth itself, must compound over time to maintain its motivating power. Visualization isn't just a passive exercise for wealth champions. It's an active practice they engage in daily. Many spend their first waking moments reinforcing their financial vision through meditation, journaling, or reviewing their goals. They understand that the mind, like any muscle, needs consistent training to maintain its focus on long-term objectives rather than immediate gratification. The millionaire's vision also includes contingency planning. They don't just see the success, they anticipate potential obstacles and visualize themselves overcoming them. This mental preparation helps them remain calm and focused when facing real-world challenges, treating them as expected parts of the journey rather than insurmountable barriers. Perhaps most importantly, wealthy people ensure their vision extends beyond personal gain. They see themselves as creators of value, solving problems at scale and generating wealth through service to others. This broader perspective helps them identify opportunities others miss and creates a sense of purpose that mere money cannot provide. Your vision must become your constant companion, influencing every financial decision and professional interaction. It should be detailed enough to feel real, yet ambitious enough to inspire action. When you develop this level of visionary thinking, you'll notice a shift in how you approach opportunities, handle setbacks, and make decisions. You'll begin thinking and acting like the wealthy person you intend to become, making choices that align with that future reality rather than your current circumstances. Creating a compelling financial vision requires regular refinement and reinforcement. Wealth champions understand that their vision must be strong enough to overcome the gravitational pull of average thinking and mediocre results. They know that the clearer and more emotionally charged their vision, the more likely they are to take the consistent actions necessary to transform it into reality. Chapter 4. Making Decisions Like a Winner. The path to extraordinary wealth is paved with decisions, thousands of them, made day after day, each one steering you closer to or further from your financial destiny. Champions of wealth understand that their decision-making ability is perhaps their most valuable asset, and they cultivate this skill with the same dedication an athlete brings to physical training. Winners in the wealth game approach decisions differently than the average person. They recognize that clarity and speed often matter more than perfection. While others remain paralyzed by the fear of making wrong choices, wealth champions know that the cost of indecision usually exceeds the cost of an imperfect decision. They embrace a decision-making framework that combines analytical thinking with intuitive wisdom, always keeping their long-term wealth vision at the forefront. The wealthy elite understand the power of values-based decision-making. Every significant choice is filtered through their core values and long-term objectives. This alignment creates a natural decision-making compass that simplifies complex choices. When faced with multiple options, they ask themselves, which choice best serves my wealth-breeding principles? Which option aligns with my long-term financial vision? This clarity of purpose eliminates much of the mental friction that plagues ordinary decision-makers. Successful wealth builders also recognize the importance of gathering the right information without falling into analysis paralysis. They develop a keen sense of what data matters and what's just noise. Rather than seeking perfect information, they focus on identifying the critical factors that will most impact the outcome. They understand the timing and opportunity often more than having every detail figured out. The ability to trust one's intuition while remaining grounded in reality is another hallmark of winners' decision-making. This isn't about making reckless choices based on feelings, but rather about integrating years of experience and pattern recognition with objective analysis. Wealth champions develop this skill by carefully reviewing their past decisions, understanding what worked and what didn't, and learning to recognize the subtle signals their intuition sends when an opportunity aligns with their wealth-building goals. Wealthy winners also know when to seek counsel and when to trust their judgment. They build networks of trusted advisors while maintaining their decision-making sovereignty. They understand that while advice is valuable, the final decision and its consequences rest solely with them. This responsibility empowers rather than paralyzes them, as they've developed the emotional fortitude to handle the outcomes of their choices. The most successful wealth builders have mastered the art of making difficult decisions under pressure. They've trained themselves to maintain clarity and focus when stakes are high and emotions are strong. This ability comes from developing a systematic approach to decision-making that doesn't rely on emotional state or external circumstances. They create personal decision-making frameworks that can be applied consistently, regardless of the situation's complexity or emotional charge. Winners in wealth also understand the power of decisive action. Once they've gathered sufficient information and aligned the choice with their values and goals, they move forward with conviction. They don't second-guess or waste energy wondering about paths not taken. Instead, they focus their energy on making their chosen path successful. This forward-focused mentality creates momentum and builds confidence in their decision-making abilities over time. Money champions recognize that decision-making is a skill that improves with intentional practice. They actively seek out opportunities to make better decisions, starting with small choices and gradually taking on bigger ones. They understand that each decision, whether it leads to success or failure, offers valuable lessons that strengthen their decision-making muscle. This continuous improvement mindset ensures that their ability to make wealth-building decisions grows stronger over time. Chapter 5. Embracing Calculated Risks. The path to extraordinary wealth is paved with carefully calculated risks. While the average person shies away from uncertainty, wealthy people champions understand that controlled risk-taking is essential for exceptional returns. They recognize that playing it completely safe often means settling for mediocre results, while intelligent risk-taking opens doors to exponential growth. The key distinction lies in the word calculated. Wealthy winners don't gamble or take blind leaps of faith. They develop sophisticated frameworks for evaluating opportunities and potential downsides. They gather extensive information, analyze multiple scenarios, and maintain clear boundaries around their risk exposure. This measured approach allows them to pursue high-reward opportunities while protecting their core assets. Consider how the world's most successful investors and entrepreneurs approach risk. They don't bet everything on a single venture or investment. Instead, they carefully allocate their resources across multiple opportunities, understanding that some will fail while others might deliver outsized returns. This portfolio approach to risk management ensures that no single setback can derail their overall wealth-building strategy. The ability to assess risk accurately comes from developing what we might call risk intelligence. This involves training yourself to look beyond surface-level information and dig deeper into the fundamental drivers of success or failure in any opportunity. Wealthy champions spend considerable time understanding market dynamics, competitive advantages, and potential disruptions before committing their resources. They also recognize that timing plays a crucial role in risk management. Sometimes, the biggest risk is moving too quickly without proper preparation. Other times, hesitation itself becomes the risk, as valuable opportunities slip away. Through experience and careful study, wealthy champions develop an intuitive sense of when to strike and when to hold back. Risk intelligence also includes understanding your own risk tolerance and emotional responses to uncertainty. Some people naturally lean toward conservative approaches, while others are more comfortable with aggressive strategies. Neither approach is inherently superior. The key is aligning your risk-taking with your personal temperament while gradually expanding your comfort zone. The wealthy champion's approach to risk often involves creating multiple layers of protection. They maintain emergency reserves, invest in insurance where appropriate, and structure their affairs to minimize unnecessary exposure. This foundation of security actually enables them to take bigger risks in areas where they see significant potential for return. Historical examples abound of calculated risks that led to tremendous wealth creation. Consider how early investors in companies like Amazon or Apple faced significant uncertainty but analyzed the potential for transformation in retail and technology. They didn't just throw money at trendy ideas. They developed deep conviction based on thorough analysis and their understanding of emerging trends. Developing your own risk assessment system is essential for joining the ranks of wealthy champions. Start by documenting your decision-making criteria, including both quantitative metrics and qualitative factors. Track your results over time, learning from both successes and failures. Pay particular attention to the patterns that emerge in your best and worst decisions. Embracing calculated risks doesn't mean becoming reckless or abandoning prudence. Instead, it means developing the confidence and competence to evaluate opportunities that others might miss or avoid. It means having the courage to act when your analysis shows favorable odds, even if the outcome isn't guaranteed. This balance of boldness and wisdom characterizes the wealthy champion's approach to risk-taking and forms a crucial element of their continued success. As you build your wealth, your ability to assess and take intelligent risks will become one of your most valuable assets. Each calculated risk you take serves as both an opportunity for financial gain and a learning experience that sharpens your judgment for future decisions. This compounding of experience and expertise is what separates true wealth champions from those who remain stuck in the safety of mediocrity. Lesson 6. Persistence, the rich champion's edge. The greatest differentiator between those who achieve lasting wealth and those who merely dream about it isn't talent, connections, or even starting capital. It's persistence. This relentless drive to continue despite obstacles is what transforms ordinary people into financial champions. When you study the lives of self-made millionaires and billionaires, you'll find that their paths were rarely smooth or predictable. Instead, their journeys were marked by countless setbacks, failures, and moments where giving up seemed like the easiest choice. Consider the story of John Paul DeJoria, who went from being homeless twice to building a multi-billion-dollar empire with Paul Mitchell hair products and patron spirits. His persistence wasn't just about trying the same thing repeatedly. It was about maintaining an unwavering belief in his vision while adapting his approach based on what he learned from each setback. This is the kind of persistence that creates extraordinary wealth, the ability to hold on to your core mission while being flexible about the path to achieve it. The compound effect of persistent action in wealth building cannot be overstated. Small, consistent steps taken day after day create momentum that eventually becomes unstoppable. Think of persistence as the interest rate on your efforts. The longer you maintain your course, the greater your returns become. This is true whether you're building a business, investing in assets, or developing valuable skills. The wealthy understand that overnight success is largely a myth, and real financial achievements are built through thousands of persistent actions taken over time. What makes persistence particularly powerful in wealth creation is its ability to outlast market cycles, economic downturns, and temporary setbacks. While others quit when faced with obstacles, persistent wealth builders see these challenges as natural parts of the journey. They understand that wealth creation isn't linear. It's a series of plateaus punctuated by breakthrough moments. These plateaus are where most people give up, but champions recognize them as preparation periods for the next leap forward. The psychological aspect of persistence in wealth building is crucial. It's not just about pushing through, it's about maintaining enthusiasm and conviction when results aren't immediately visible. Wealthy champions develop what could be called intelligent persistence, the ability to stay committed to their goals while remaining open to feedback and willing to adjust their strategies. They don't let temporary failures define them. Instead, they use these experiences to refine their approach and strengthen their resolve. To cultivate this level of persistence, wealthy champions create support systems that reinforce their commitment. They surround themselves with other persistent people who understand the long game of wealth creation. They document their progress, celebrate small wins, and regularly reconnect with their core motivation for building wealth. This creates a psychological environment where persistence becomes the default response to challenges, rather than something that requires constant willpower. Perhaps most importantly, Persistent wealth builders understand that time is their greatest ally. They know that most people overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but vastly underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. This long-term perspective allows them to make decisions and take actions that might not show immediate results, but compound significantly over time. They're willing to do what others won't today to have what others won't have tomorrow. The rich champion's edge of persistence manifests in daily choices, choosing to learn from rejection rather than being defeated by it, deciding to improve rather than abandon a struggling investment, and continuing to network and build relationships even when immediate opportunities aren't apparent. It's about showing up consistently, especially when motivation is low and the path forward seems unclear. Every wealthy champion has faced moments of doubt, but their persistence, their unwillingness to accept temporary defeat as permanent failure, ultimately defined their success. Chapter 7. Habits that build unshakable wealth. The architecture of wealth is built on the foundation of daily habits. While many dream of overnight success, true financial champions understand that their everyday actions create the framework for lasting prosperity. These aren't occasional bursts of inspiration or sporadic efforts. They're consistent, intentional practices that become as natural as breathing. The morning routine of wealth builders sets the tone for financial success. The most prosperous people begin their days by reviewing their financial goals, studying market trends, or reading about business innovations before most people hit the snooze button. This quiet time allows them to align their mind with their monetary objectives and plan their day around wealth-generating activities. They understand that the first hours of the day shape their decisions, energy, and results. Beyond morning practices, wealthy champions maintain strict financial tracking systems. They monitor every dollar flowing in and out of their accounts, not from a place of scarcity, but from a position of strategic growth. This habit of tracking creates awareness, and awareness leads to better decisions. When you know exactly where your money goes, you can redirect it toward investments and opportunities that multiply your wealth. The habit of continuous learning distinguishes financial victors from the masses. They dedicate time each day to expanding their knowledge about money, markets, and business opportunities. Whether it's listening to financial podcasts during commutes, attending investment seminars, or studying successful business models, they treat education as an ongoing investment in their wealth-building capacity. Networking becomes a daily ritual for the financially successful. They cultivate relationships with other ambitious people, mentors, and potential business partners. These connections often lead to opportunities that wouldn't be available through traditional channels. The wealthy understand that their net worth is directly influenced by their network, and they nurture these relationships with intentional regularity. Automatic wealth-building systems represent another crucial habit. Champions set up recurring investments, automated savings transfers, and systematic portfolio rebalancing. They remove emotion and procrastination from the equation by making wealth accumulation automatic. This habit ensures consistent progress regardless of mood, market conditions, or daily distraction. The practice of delayed gratification becomes ingrained in their decision-making. Rather than succumbing to impulsive purchases, they habitually evaluate expenses against their long-term financial goals. This doesn't mean living a life of deprivation, rather. It's about making conscious choices that align with their wealth vision. They've trained themselves to find satisfaction in watching their investments grow rather than in temporary pleasures. Perhaps most importantly, wealthy champions maintain the habit of regular financial review and adjustment. They set aside time, weekly or monthly, to assess their progress, analyze their strategies, and make necessary corrections to their wealth-building approach. This habit of reflection and adaptation ensures they stay on course and can respond quickly to changing market conditions or new opportunities. Breaking destructive money patterns requires equal attention. Successful people actively identify and eliminate habits that drain their resources. They replace emotional spending with strategic investing, impulsive decisions with calculated moves, and procrastination with immediate action on financial opportunities. This conscious replacement of wealth-destroying behaviors with wealth-building ones creates a powerful compound effect over time. The wealthy also practice the habit of protecting their assets through regular risk assessment and management. They review their insurance coverage, legal protections, and diversification strategies as routinely as they check their investment returns. This defensive habit ensures that the wealth they build remains secure and continues to grow regardless of external circumstances. Chapter 8. Handling Setbacks with a Victorous Mind. Financial setbacks are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones on the path to greater wealth. Every champion of wealth has faced moments that tested their resolve, challenged their strategy, and threatened to derail their progress. The difference between those who emerge stronger and those who remain defeated lies in their mental approach to adversity. When facing a financial loss or setback, wealthy champions immediately shift into solution-focused thinking. Rather than dwelling on the negative emotions of failure, they view these moments as valuable market feedback. Each setback contains within it the seeds of future success, vital information about what doesn't work, insights into market dynamics, and opportunities for strategic adjustment. This perspective transforms losses from sources of shame into powerful catalysts for growth. The emotional intelligence of wealth champions becomes particularly evident during challenging times. They understand that maintaining emotional equilibrium is crucial for making sound financial decisions. While others might panic and make rash choices during market downturns or business difficulties, the wealthy winner maintains composure. They've developed the ability to separate their self-worth from their net worth, allowing them to think clearly and strategically even when facing significant losses. Reverie from financial setbacks requires a systematic approach. Wealthy champions begin by conducting a thorough, objective analysis of what went wrong. They examine their decisions, the market conditions, and external factors that contributed to the setback. This analysis isn't about assigning blame, but about extracting valuable lessons that will inform future strategy. They document these insights and create specific action plans to prevent similar mistakes while identifying new opportunities that emerge from the situation. The concept of anti-fragility, getting stronger from disorder, is central to the wealthy champion's approach to setbacks. They don't just aim to be resilient or bounce back, they actively seek to emerge from challenges with enhanced capabilities. This might mean developing new skills, building stronger networks, or identifying previously unseen market opportunities. Financial setbacks often force innovation and creativity, pushing wealthy champions to explore alternative strategies they might have overlooked during more comfortable times. A victor's mind understands that setbacks often create unique opportunities. When markets crash, the wealthy champion sees buying opportunities. When a business venture fails, they recognize the value of the relationships and experience gained. This ability to find opportunity in adversity sets them apart from those who remain paralyzed by fear or regret. They maintain unwavering faith in their ability to rebuild and grow, knowing that every great fortune has weathered its share of storms. The wealthy champion's response to setbacks also includes strengthening their support systems. They surround themselves with mentors who have overcome similar challenges, peers who can offer fresh perspectives, and advisors who can help navigate complex situations. This network becomes particularly valuable during difficult times, providing both emotional support and practical guidance for recovery. Perhaps most importantly, wealthy champions view setbacks as temporary states rather than permanent conditions. They understand that wealth creation is a long-term journey with inevitable ups and downs. This perspective allows them to maintain their confidence and continue taking calculated risks even after experiencing losses. They see setbacks not as evidence of their limitations, but as proof of their willingness to push boundaries and pursue ambitious goals. The victor's mind approaches each day as a new opportunity to advance, regardless of past setbacks. They maintain their wealth-building habits, continue pursuing their vision, and stay committed to their long-term financial goals. This steadfast dedication to their objectives, combined with the wisdom gained from overcoming challenges, creates an unstoppable force that transforms setbacks into catalysts for even greater success. Chapter 9. Competitive with the Best. The path to extraordinary wealth isn't walked alone, it's run alongside giants. True wealth champions understand that their success is directly influenced by the caliber of their competition and connections. When you deliberately position yourself to compete with the best in your field, you automatically elevate your standards, performance, and ultimately, your results. Consider how professional athletes improve dramatically when they join elite teams or face formidable opponents. The same principle applies to wealth creation. By placing yourself in environments where excellence is the baseline, not the exception, you force yourself to rise to unprecedented levels. This might mean joining masterminds with successful entrepreneurs, attending high-level investment conferences, or seeking mentorship from those who've already achieved what you aspire to accomplish. The wealthy understand that competition isn't about beating others, it's about becoming better than your previous self. When you compete at the highest levels, you gain invaluable insights into advanced strategies, witness sophisticated decision-making processes, and learn from both the successes and failures of top performers. This exposure accelerates your learning curve and helps you avoid costly mistakes that could set back your wealth-building journey. However, competing with the best is only the first step. The real power lies in transcending your competition to create your unique edge. Study the masters in your field, understand their methods, then innovate beyond them. This might involve combining different approaches, identifying untapped opportunities, or creating entirely new solutions to existing problems. The greatest wealth is often created not by following established paths, but by blazing new trails. Your network plays a crucial role in this journey. As you elevate your competitive circle, you'll find that opportunities, resources, and information flow more freely. High-performing people tend to share insights, make introductions, and collaborate on ventures that can multiply wealth creation potential. This ecosystem of excellence becomes a catalyst for exponential growth. Yet this level of competition requires mental fortitude. You'll face moments of self-doubt when comparing yourself to more accomplished people. Transform these feelings into fuel for growth rather than letting them become barriers. Every wealth champion started somewhere, and your current position is simply your launching pad, not your destination. To maximize your competitive advantage, develop a systematic approach to learning from the best. Document their strategies, analyze their decision-making processes, and identify patterns in their success. Pay particular attention to how they handle challenges, manage risk, and capitalize on opportunities. This intelligence gathering becomes your personal playbook for wealth creation. The ultimate goal isn't just to match the performance of top performers, but to pioneer new standards of excellence. This might mean developing innovative business models, creating more efficient systems, or identifying emerging market opportunities before others. When you push beyond existing boundaries, you not only generate extraordinary wealth, but also contribute to the evolution of your industry. Competition at this level is a marathon, not a sprint. Sustainable success comes from maintaining consistent growth while others plateau. Stay curious, remain adaptable, and never stop seeking ways to improve. The moment you think you've reached the pinnacle is precisely when someone else is figuring out how to climb higher. The most successful wealth creators understand that true competition is internal. While they measure themselves against the best, their primary focus is on constant self-improvement. They know that by consistently raising their own standards and pushing their boundaries, they naturally rise to the top of their field. Make this your approach and watch as your wealth-creating potential expands beyond what you once thought possible. Chapter 10. Living the Code Daily. True wealth champions understand that success isn't achieved through sporadic bursts of inspiration, but through consistent, daily application of winning principles. The Rich Winner Code becomes a way of life, seamlessly integrated into every decision, action, and response throughout your day. From the moment you wake up, your thoughts should align with abundance and possibility. This isn't about reciting empty affirmations. It's about embodying the mindset of a wealth creator in everything you do. When you check your investments, you do so with the calculated precision of a champion. When you engage in business discussions, you speak with the authority and confidence of someone who understands their worth. The daily application of the code extends beyond financial transactions. It influences how you carry yourself, how you interact with others, and how you approach challenges. Wealthy champions don't switch their success mindset on and off. They live it consistently. They understand that small decisions like choosing to read a financial book instead of scrolling through social media or networking at an event instead of heading home early compound over time to create extraordinary results. Your environment must reflect your commitment to the code. Surround yourself with elements that reinforce your wealth consciousness. This might mean keeping your workspace organized, dressing in a way that commands respect, or decorating your walls with visual representations of your financial goals. Your physical space should serve as a constant reminder of your commitment to excellence. Building wealth requires unwavering focus on your objectives while maintaining flexibility in your methods. The code demands that you remain adaptable while staying true to your core principles. When market conditions change, wealthy champions adjust their strategies without compromising their standards or long-term vision. They understand that rigidity leads to growth, while controlled flexibility leads to growth. The relationship between personal growth and wealth creation is inseparable. Champions of wealth dedicate time each day to improve their knowledge, skills, and understanding of market dynamics. They recognize that intellectual capital often precedes financial capital. Reading industry reports, studying successful business models, and analyzing market trends become as natural as breathing. Your network plays a crucial role in living the code. Wealthy champions deliberately cultivate relationships with others who share their drive for excellence. They seek out mentors who have achieved what they aspire to accomplish, and they generously share their own insights with others on the same path. These relationships create a powerful ecosystem of success that accelerates everyone's growth. Energy management becomes a critical component of daily code implementation. Wealth champions understand that their physical and mental energy directly impacts their decision-making ability and performance. They prioritize activities that enhance their energy levels, from regular exercise to strategic rest periods, treating their body and mind as the valuable assets they are. The true test of living the code comes during challenging times. When markets are volatile, when deals fall through, or when unexpected obstacles arise, wealthy champions maintain their composure and stick to their principles. They don't allow temporary setbacks to derail their long-term strategy or compromise their standards of excellence. The Rich Winner Code isn't just a set of guidelines, it's a blueprint for transforming your relationship with wealth and success. By living these principles daily, you develop an unshakable foundation for sustainable wealth creation. Your actions become increasingly aligned with your aspirations, and your results begin to reflect the champion you've become. The code becomes your natural state of being, guiding you toward greater achievements and financial abundance with each passing day.